Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk with Jake McCarthy from Scranton. Jake closing in on 1,000 yards there at Scranton. Just 4 games in the books, and number 5's coming up. Been a great season for you and your teammates. You guys are out to a real nice start. Talk about how you feel about running the ball right now.
Oh, yeah, I think up front we've been really successful. We've gotten better each game. We came out a little shaky against Dallas week 1. But I think we've stuck together, and we've really focused on just getting better every practice, and I think that's been working for us. Came out against Dallas, like I said, looked a little shaky, and then we played Hazleton. We got our feet moving, and then we played Pautek, and I think that's where we really, got the kinks out. So, we're just getting better each week, and I hope we can keep on doing that.
Jake, how about for you? I mean, you talk to Coach Marichak. He knows you're getting the ball. You know you're getting the ball. The other team knows you're getting the ball. But at the same time, Coach Marichak wants to sprinkle in some other guys to stepping up and making some plays. And tell us about some of those guys on your team.
Well, Anthony Toussaint stepped in as our new quarterback. Coming into the season, we really, he was a backup, and he's more of a defensive player. Well, that's what we thought. Came out, and he really showed us something. He could run the ball and he could pass the ball. So that opens up things for our offense. And Thursday night against Prep, Ramon Fields really stepped up. He's a great athlete, and when we knew he had that in him. He's very quick, and he's very smart, and he's extremely patient. So, we were waiting for him to really bust out, and he did against Prep. The kid's quick, and he's very deceptive. You don't know what he's going to do, and he came out, and he had a couple interceptions, had a big run, and that was really the difference maker.
Tough kids at Scranton. You guys showed that the first 3 defensive hits of the game. You had the Watts kid in special teams. You had Gorton and you had Paps. Everybody laid somebody out, and that's always nice when you got guys who could lay the wood.
We lost to Prep by 35 points, I believe, last year. So we came out, and it was personal. We had this circled on the schedule for quite some time now. And, we figured we had the skill players, we have the strategy, we know what we want to do, but we got to get our point across, especially in the first couple of plays. I think that's what we did. Being a running back, I know that when you get hit a couple times, sometimes you're hesitant. You're like, I don't want to go through the middle again. So we try to get our point across.
Jake, how about evaluating yourself as a running back? Everybody says, oh, man, Jake McCarthy's great, but I'm sure you're your own best critic, and we all need to self-evaluate from time to time. What do you like that you're doing on the football field as a running back, or what are some things you feel like you could get a little bit better?
Oh, well, I came into the season, and I always thought I had vision. I always thought I had speed, but I figured that I could I can always get a little stronger. I could stay in shape, and that's what I've been trying to do. I want to be as fast in the fourth quarter as I am in the first, and that's what I work at. I also, I want to give out some hits. I understand as a running back, I have to take half of it. So if I could, make some guys, want to not tackle me, I think that's huge. So I'm just trying to work every day and get a little better. But so far so good.
Jake, for the average person, most people have no idea what they're doing at the next level. You knew really early. What's that like? You would know no other way, but what's that like for you to say, all right, I already know what I'm doing. I'm going to feel comfortable. My brother's at a place. I'm going to play a sport. Academics are good there. What's that like for you to know you have that already, but you still go through some other seasons and be a student athlete at Scranton?
I think it just really helps me focus. I know a lot of guys come into their junior, senior year, and they're playing some sports in high school, and then on the other half they feel pressure. They feel like they have to perform this well, or they have to do this or put up that statistic, to play at the next level. But I've had the I'm lucky enough to have decided to go play baseball at UVA, end of my sophomore year, and that kind of just gave me a little more time to focus on just my junior and senior year. Now instead of worrying about this and that, I can go out and I just go and try to win on Friday night or Thursday for that case. But it's definitely, I use it to my advantage. It keeps me more focused, and I'm really excited to play baseball at Virginia. Obviously, Joe plays down there, and he's giving me a lot of insight on what goes on. You talk to some college coaches, they tell you this and that, but I feel like all of them are the same when they say, you should come here because this and that. Whereas, Joe told me this is what goes on in the locker room. This is what goes on during games. This is how they are. And I really fell in love with it when I went down to visit him. Joe played in the Cavaliers World Series, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. So I'm so excited, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Jake, you have so much success on the football field. Anybody ever say, hey, man, you really still be good on the football field somewhere? Does that thought ever cross your mind? Or, like you said, with your brother going to the World Series with Virginia and seeing all that, is it pretty much a done deal? I mean, it's nice to hear. I'm sure it's very humbling, but your mind's made up, right?
Yeah, my mind's made up, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about it, because football is a huge part of me, and I've been playing since I was 8 years old. I made a commitment to Coach O'Connor and Coach McClellan, and that's what I'm going to stick to. But even next year when I'm down there, I'm going to be itchy. I'm going to be thinking about it, because it's something special going on with 10 other guys, or 60 guys in the roster, and just getting better each week. And the memories you make are what really stay with you. So I'm just trying to savor in these last 2 months of football that I'll be playing, and I'm really looking forward to baseball.
Jake McCarthy here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, Hazleton, and Williamsport. Jake, how about your baseball game? When you do that self-evaluation there, what's good about your game, and what are some things that you want to improve on?
Well, I definitely just want to grow as a baseball player. Baseball is not a sport where you can go out and just be more athletic than everyone else, and I think that's I could use a lot of improvement in just becoming a baseball player. Maybe using my athleticism to more of an advantage. Being smarter in the box, and just being more athletic in the box. Like I said, being fast can only get you this far. Arm strength, but if you can really work a count. Know what pitch is coming next. I think that's important. I went down to the area code games in California in the beginning of August, and there was a lot of talent there, and guys are just as athletic as you are. They're all going to these big schools, so it's really humbling. But I learned a lot down there, and it's just it's just all about wanting to get better and loving the game. So every opportunity I have to get better, I'll take.
How about your relationship with your brother? You mentioned that, and of course I know he's thrilled at Virginia, and look at what Mike Pappy did, and Joe's closing in on his career there at Virginia, but I'm sure you're thinking, hey, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I talk to Joe, every day, and we just like to keep tabs on each other, what's going on. Although we are very competitive with each other, and we like to, one-up each other. That's what brothers do. We're each other's biggest fans, and he'll be the first one to text me after a Friday night game. How'd you do? Send me some tape. But and I enjoy going down to watch him play in Virginia. We're all really proud of him, and it's definitely cool that him and Pappy could represent the 5-7 now with the way they've been playing. That College World Series is unbelievable. So. Yeah, hopefully he has a good season this year, and I'll be down next year.
How about your relationship with your dad? I got to see him, up at the Dallas game, and he was hanging out up on the top for a little bit, and he enjoyed, I think, seeing you compete. But he's always he wants to make sure that the team does well, also. So talk about what it's like with him being there, watching you, and talking to him about athletics.
Oh yeah. One thing about me and my dad is, for the most part, I've done everything he's done. He was a running back, he was an outfielder, and, he was all over in basketball. But I think I could really relate to him, and that helps me out. And another thing about my dad is he's never pressured me into, doing this or that. He understands how it was being a, three-sport athlete. And, regardless if I played, my worst game of the year or my best, he's always told me he's proud of me. And, I think that's important. He and the rest of my family have been really supportive throughout my career, and I appreciate that. And he's also been very, very realistic with me, and I've always appreciated that. He always tells me I could do this better or that better, and I think that's always driven me. So, I really appreciate it. And him and my family have just always been so supportive, and they made my life that much easier.
Jake, and you reflect back here, and I know you still have some time here for your senior year, but when you think about the kids at Scranton and being around the school and being around your friends and how you're fitting in with everything and kind of making sure that you guys do your best, what's that experience like to go through it with some of the guys there at the Scranton School District?
I've been playing the same sport with a handful of guys. Maybe it's more for 10 years now. some of the guys in the football team, Scott Gordon, Brett Engelman, Johnny Marichak. I was been playing North Scranton Vikings football with them, since we were 9 years old. So we've definitely developed a bond, and same with Biddy basketball and Little League baseball. We've really gotten to know each other, regardless if it's in the Scranton High locker room or if we're playing basketball at Holy Rosary in North Scranton. So I'm definitely, like I said, just trying to take this all in. I understand that high school is over in 8 months, and I just want to make the most of these sports that I'm playing for the last time, the football and basketball. So I'm trying to take it all in and really just enjoy it.
Well, Jake, you are as media savvy as any high school athlete I've ever met. You've been doing it for 4 years, so you've gotten a lot of practice. But you sound like you're a college senior, not a high school senior. So we wish you well in your future endeavors and continued success, not only on the football field, but your rest of your career there at Scranton, of course, at the University of Virginia.
Hey, John, I appreciate that, and thank you for having me.
Jake McCarthy, Scranton High School. He is a Knight closing in on 1,000 yards for game number 5, and he may go over 2,000 the way this year's going for him. He's doing outstanding here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.